conference rivals in this one, Doris. A regular season game that will likely have that postseason feel.
And we are the beneficiaries of what could be a playoff preview. You never know, obviously, how things are going to shake out in terms of seeding. What we know unequivocally are these two rivals are prepared to play in what we would consider not just any regular season game, perhaps a little more on the line than you might expect.
So the opening lineup for the Heat, in the middle, it's Olynyk and Adebayo. At the 2 and the 3, it's Butler and Winslow. And it's Dragic in at the 1 spot. Now, here's Sexton. From 13, count that bucket.
Well, speed is such an important weapon for Colin Sexton, and he gets to the mid-range game. Nice.
Outside Butler. Back to Dragic. Pass to Butler. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
And when the size advantage is as big as it was there, I mean, that's exactly what he's supposed to do in that situation.
And the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not very careful there. Nine seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Dragic kicks to Butler. A three-pointer, no good. At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Miami ahead, up by 2. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Cleveland. And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And what stands out to you guys from the Heat in this one?
Impressive start. They came in with a well-conceived game plan and have executed.
What terrific work at the offensive end. They have built some early momentum here.
Here's Miami now. And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor. All fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. On the floor for Miami, Johnson and Leonard together up front. Hero out there with Dragic. And it's Jones in at the 3 slot. Here's Windler. The kick out to Porter. Here's the 3. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Well, he showed right there. This guy capable of making shots, especially if you leave him that wide open.
Passes it to Johnson. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot. Now, here's Clarkson. Out left to the wing. Pass to Porter. Lets it go. And it's off the back rim. No good. And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a very close game here. Heat lead by 1. And join us right back here after the break for the start of the second half.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
We welcome you back. Ernie Johnson with Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Quite the tussle there in the first half, huh? It was a closely contested first quarter for Miami. At the end of the period, they held a 2-point lead. They were outscored by just a bit in the second quarter as they go into the break now holding just a 1-point advantage. Kenny, let's start with you. What do you think about the Heat?
Well, I think to shoot a high percentage, the offense has to be in sync. In the first half, those guys were sharing the basketball, playing.
And that does it for our halftime show. We now take you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third period.
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of the game it's been so far. And it's Dragic with the ball for Miami. It's a 1-point game. The duo inside, Love and Thompson. Garland and Sexton man the backcourt. And it's Osman in at the 3, the small forward. And that's the group for John Beeline as we begin the second half. Here's Garland trying to get open as Thompson. Garland, no good. Here's Butler. And that's good. And it's Dragic with the assist. Butler's got the first points to start out the third quarter for the Heat. Garland, the pass to Thompson. Here's Osman. Back to Thompson. Love outside. Off target with his 3. Right side, Dragic. There's the pass to Adebayo. The shot from the low post is good. Adebayo's got his first bucket in this one.
Terrific play call to give him a clean look at the rim. That's how you want to start the second half.
Well, there is nothing better than catching a rhythm as early as possible. And boy, that's a terrific start right there.
And we've reached the end of the third. Miami ahead, leading by 5. And after a quick break, we're going to come right back with the start of the fourth quarter. And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. And here's Clarkson. He brings it up for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Trailing by 5. On the floor for Miami, Butler and Olynyk, the forward duo. Justice Winslow out there with Dion Waiters. And it's Adebayo in at the 5. Timeout called the Cavaliers. They trail by 5. There's 53 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, I was able to listen in on John Beeline's huddle with his team. Yes, they're behind right now, but he's still upbeat. He said, guys, we can get back in this game. Stay together out there. All-out effort can win this game. Fellas?
And here are the Heat now. Left side, Butler. Good, and the nice assist from Winslow. Butler's got the lead up to 7 now for the Heat.
Relentless in their approach, even with the game firmly in hand.
This is a textbook example of playing the possession and not the score. This team is doing a great job continuing to execute.
It's in! Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
Well, Jordan Clarkson came into the NBA as an aggressive scorer, and in the mid-range, he is as good as it gets.
Tristan Thompson, he's checked in for the Cavaliers. Heat also with the sub. Dragic is checked in. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. And an intentional foul right there. So the first one drops, and that increases their lead to 6.
So from the 30th pick in the 2011 draft to one of the elite two-way players in the game, think about every step along the way with the work required by Jimmy Butler. Special stuff.
So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 7-point game.
And as long as they can keep doing that kind of work at the foul line, this lead will be safe.
And the Cavaliers call time here. They're down by 7. 29 seconds left in the fourth. A chance now to recognize our Jordan Player of the Game, Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, more than half of their scoring has been through him. It hadn't been selfish either. That's the way they mapped this thing out, and they knew what a tough matchup he'd be for their D, so they just decided to ride it.
He's really seemed to feed off the hostile environment he's been faced with tonight. Shot and game clock separated by 5. Olynyk with the steal. Outside Butler. Now Olynyk. And so it's Miami winning this one. They seem to relish their role